Good morning everyone, my name's Sharon and I'm one of the Regional Marketing Managers at Griffith International, and today we're going to talk to you about our Postgraduate Aviation Management programs. And before I introduce Associate Professor Guy Lohmann, I'm just going to provide a bit of an introduction to Griffith University itself and some of the programs and offerings that we have for all of our international students. So firstly, where is Griffith University? We have 5 campuses which are spread across Brisbane and the Gold Coast, which is in Queensland. And the distance between the Gold Coast and Brisbane is about 1 hour. So all of our campuses are fairly close to each other. If you haven't been to Brisbane or the Gold Coast before, Brisbane is quite a large city. It has 2.1 million people and the 3rd largest city in Australia. And it's also where we teach our aviation management programs. And we also have our campus on the Gold Coast, and that's about 600,000 people and the 6th largest city in Australia. And as you can see, the weather in Australia is very nice. Both Gold Coast and Brisbane never get very cold, never snows. It's a very nice climate to live in. So if you haven't been here before, I'm just going to show you a few pictures so you get an idea of what it's like. Brisbane here, these are the photos of Brisbane. Very nice outdoorish city. And then the Gold Coast, which is famous for beaches. There's also a lot of beautiful rainforest inland as well. So I've talked to you a lot about the place. You might be thinking, well, is this a good university? What kind of university is it? So I just wanted to show you that it is also a very well regarded, highly ranked university. So we are ranked in the top 300 universities worldwide, which means we're in the top 3% of all universities around the world. And we're also in the top 50 universities under the age of 50. So Griffith was established in the 1970s. So this shows that amongst the young universities, we are one of the best. And also we have 5 stars for graduate employment, which basically means our students get a job. So that's good for you if you come and study with us. Griffith University is a newer university, as I mentioned. So our education, the way that we teach, we were set up to be different. So instead of focusing on theory and traditional areas of study, we focused on more innovative and practical areas. And this is still the same today. We were the first university to introduce degrees in environmental sciences, first one to introduce degrees in Asian studies, and even today we keep introducing more and more new degrees in areas that have job prospects and employment outcomes for our students. Our university is also a very multidisciplinary university. So instead of having a lot of small schools that focus just on one area of study, our schools are very big. We call them groups. And for example, aviation management is part of our sciences group. So that includes all of your sciences areas, engineering, IT, as well as aviation. So as a student at Griffith, you'll benefit from that multidisciplinary group of academics that work together in the sciences. We're also an Asian engaged university. As I mentioned, we were the first to introduce Asian studies. We have numerous partners in Asia. Our students take exchange programs to Asia, and we teach a lot of Asian languages. And we also have our sustainability focus. So no matter what you study at Griffith, some elements of sustainability and environmentalism will be included in that study. And finally, we're a student-centred university. So we have 5 campuses, as I mentioned, and we have 43,000 students. So you might think, wow, that's a huge university. But because we're spread across the 5 campuses, we're able to provide support on all of those campuses. So it won't feel like you're in a huge university with lots of students. It'll feel like you're in a smaller campus and you've got individual attention on each campus. So what can you study with us? We're a comprehensive university. We teach over 300 degree programs, undergraduate and postgraduate. Today we're going to be focusing on aviation, which is one of our key programs within Griffith Sciences. If you are new to the Australian education system, we have our primary and high school, which is a 12-year system. After that, a bachelor's degree in Australia is usually 3 or 4 years, and then a master's degree is usually 1 or 2 years. In the case of our aviation management programs, Associate Professor Guy Lohmann will give you more information, but basically in terms of entry into those programs, we look at basically 2 things. So your previous academic studies and the GPA or results that you got in your previous studies, as well as your English language proficiency. And for those who might not meet one or the other of those, we have some pathway programs that you can also use. So for example, if you're coming into our Master of Aviation Management but you didn't quite have enough background in terms of your academic study, you could do a graduate certificate, which is 1 semester as a pathway into that program. We also have, in terms of English, if you didn't quite get the required IELTS or TOEFL result to get in, we offer a range of different English programs that you can put before your degree program and package together and come and do English first and then start your master's degree. In terms of other things that we offer our students, obviously great teaching and great academic study that you'll do with Griffith, but we offer a lot of extra things that you can use to get more out of your degree. One of the things we offer is internships, which is work experience as part of your degree. We have a mentoring program where you can find someone who already works in a similar job to what you want to do in the future, and Griffith will pair you up with that person so that they can talk to you about your career pathways, do some networking with you, maybe introduce you to some of their contacts. We also have exchange programs. So coming to Australia, you're already overseas, but if you did want to undertake a short or long-term exchange program, we have lots and lots of partners overseas as well. Part-time jobs. Griffith University is the only university to have a Unitemps franchise, which offers students the opportunity to find part-time jobs through Griffith University. So that's excellent if you want to get some career experience in your future field through our contacts and us introducing part-time jobs to you. And finally, we have a careers and employment office. So they can help you with writing your resumes, learning about interview techniques, and also help you to find jobs after your studies if you want to stay in Australia. We have a range of scholarships on offer as well. I've just put in bold a couple of scholarships that you would be able to apply for if you are coming to study with us in the Master of Aviation Management. But we do offer a range of scholarships from all our different groups as well as from Griffith International itself, and they're all for international students. So please check out the website link if you're interested in that. Finally, it's not all about study, so we hope that you also have some fun while you're at Griffith. So we have a range of different clubs that you can join, all different areas, including academic areas, hobbies, sports, and you can search for those clubs and join those clubs during orientation week. We also try to support you as much as possible. So you're coming to a new country, new study environment, but all these different services here will help you to settle in. International student advisors, for example, you can set up an appointment online to go and talk to them about any problems or issues that you have, not just academic, but personal problems as well. And we have something called English Help, which is quite unique as well. Before you hand in any of your assignments, you can have one of our English teachers from our English Language Institute have a look at your assignment and give you some feedback. So that's excellent if you're not quite sure on your grammar or structure, to get that advice before you hand it in. Lastly, we have our Griffith Mates, which are a group of students from about 50 different countries speaking about 30 different languages, and they arrange all different kinds of activities and programs throughout the semester that you can join. They also have a very popular buddy program for the first 6 weeks of study, so you can meet another international student and ask them all your questions about studying at Griffith and get their help and advice. And some of the events that they run, they have an amazing race, they put out big games in the middle of campus and get students together to play, and they have a range of other events and activities like this global buffet where students try food from all around the world together. We have accommodation on our campus. So if you're coming here by yourself, we have single rooms which are part of larger apartments that you'd be able to sign up for and live on campus. If you're coming with your family, you might look at a share house or an apartment to rent by yourself. All of these options we can help you with through our accommodation office. Just so you know what it looks like, our dormitories in Brisbane, there's some pictures there. Our dormitory on the Gold Coast. And then finally, I'd just like to show you a whole lot of photos of our campus to give you an idea of what it looks like. Our Brisbane campus is very green. It's in the middle of a forest area, but still very conveniently located about 15 minutes from the city centre. We have shuttle buses that go between two of our campuses in Brisbane. all of the support services that we offer to students, our library, lecture theatres, study spaces you will find all around the campuses. And we have a lot of different shops on campus which make it easy for you, things like cafes, restaurants, also chemists. You might want to buy your books on campus as well. Post office, where you can also top up your travel card, a Go card, to get around the city, and much, much more. So it's a little village inside the campus. And we also have a lot of different sporting facilities as well. So you can book these and go and use them with your friends. We also have a gym on campus too. So that's everything from me. I hope the information was useful, and I'm now going to hand over to Associate Professor Guy Lohmann to give you more information specifically about the Master of Aviation Management.
Thank you, Sharon. My name is Guy Lohmann. I'm the Program Director for the 3 postgraduate programs in Aviation Management. I'll take you through to some of the exciting things that have been successful in the last 20 years that we've been offering this program, both in our campus at Nathan in Brisbane, but also online. My contact details are there in the screen, and you are free absolutely to contact me anytime that suits you. Okay, we've been very successful in attracting students not only from Australia, from all major airlines and airports in the country, but we've also been very, very successful with attracting international students, which at the moment, after 20 years, we have a very large network of professionals all over the world. Some of these countries include Canada, India, Taiwan, China, Thailand, Mongolia, Germany, Indonesia, Singapore, and Malaysia, among many, many others as well. So this very large network of alumni can be very helpful for you in terms of finding jobs later in your career once you graduate with us. But also there are opportunities for you to get to know other people just through that network as well. We do have a LinkedIn page, and the link is over there. So if you want to join the group, it's another opportunity for you to contact. We have about 150 members at this stage and growing, so you can use that channel also to talk to other current and former students. Our instructors comprise bi-sessionals that have very large industry experience, including Boeing, Qantas, for example. We also have some academics with very international reputation doing consulting jobs that keep them connected with the industry and so on. As I mentioned previously, our courses are offered both on campus and online. We have students from all over the world. When we do, for example, have activities like assessment, like final exams, we're able to sit students to take final exams anywhere in the world. Even, for example, if you're traveling as a pilot, you're going to be in a different location. As long as you let us know where you're going to be in that particular day and time, we can organize for your final exam to happen at that particular location. So we are one of the leading Australian aviation universities and have been very successful with our program. So what are the 3 programs that we offer? Sharon has pointed out the 2 graduate certificates. The graduate certificate consists of 40 credit points. They're just a coursework program. And then we have the Masters of Aviation Management with 120 credit points. Apart from 7 courses that you can choose, there's also a research component there where you're going to write a research paper. Both the graduate certificates can be a pathway, so the 40 credit points that you've done in those degrees can actually take forward in your Masters of Aviation Management. So the Master of Aviation Management, as I've mentioned, you have to take 120 credit points, and we do have a research component that I'm going to talk about that in a minute as well. So the research component consists of one course called Research Design, which is a 10 credit point course where you actually going to go. It's a course actually offered by the business school where you go there and write your research proposal in terms of what you plan to do in your research paper. When you come back to the 40 credit point aviation management research paper, then I'll be working with you towards not only offering you a mentor to mentor in the topic that you have chosen, but also you have all the resources and the support to develop your research paper. In the past, students have used the research paper either to transition to a different area of aviation that they don't have expertise, or even people have no previous background in aviation to further their knowledge about the topic of their choice. We also had professionals who have taken the opportunity to better understand some of the topics that they work on a daily basis, but they never usually have the chance to stop and reflect on them. And then on the top of that, we have 70 credit points comprised of courses, which we have split then in terms of list A and Bs. And all that information is available on our website as well. So this is just some other possibilities in terms of how you can do the Masters of Aviation Management in case you have come to the program with the graduate certificate. These are the courses that we offer. As I've mentioned before, we have two lists, List A and List B. At the end of the day, you have to choose up to 70 credit points, or usually equivalent to 7 courses. And then the remaining is going to be your research component. So the way I look at this is basically like a T. You know, you have very broad knowledge. Some of the courses we have there: airline management, aviation economics, safety management system, human factors, leadership and communication, airport planning and management. So that will give you a very broad overview of the aviation business. But also then with your research component, then you have the chance to dig into an area and then develop more expertise. So this aviation management research project, in many aspects I've mentioned to you, it's split in 4 parts just for you to manage that along your 3 trimesters with us, if you're doing full-time or if you're doing part-time in many more trimesters. We encourage students to start thinking about that quite early in the program. It does help if you're passionate about a particular topic, because your passion will translate into some resiliency in developing your topic as well. It's very flexible in terms of the content that you can pick. We can have a larger academic presentation, what we call a research paper, of up to 20,000 words. But if you also want to write in a more concise academic style, we have a journal article possibility with 7,000 words. So very, very flexible degree, as you can see. So in the first part of that aviation management research project, we do have the confirmation of your topic. And then after that, we'll then engage you with a mentor, as I've mentioned previous to you. The first part should be done either together with the research design or just afterwards. So it's very important when you're coming to us that you contact me, because we want to make sure that we develop a study plan for you that will help you to accommodate all the research needs as you progress through with your coursework as well. The graduate certificate in aviation management, you have to choose 40 credit points out of the course that we offer. And if for whatever reason you're not doing it full-time with us, we might be able to accommodate also in terms of picking and choosing from the various lists there. There's also an option of a course variation, a program variation, to suit your needs. The next graduate certificate that we offer is the airport management one. This one is a very specific program in terms of the number of courses that we actually offer. So as you're more limited in terms of your choices. The graduate certificate in aviation management, you have a lot more flexibility about that. So these are the 3 programs that we have. Here are my contacts again. I'm responsible for the program in general. Once you join us, Miss Janine Brown will also be helping you in terms of enrollment and other admin issues. So this is her email address. So I think now Sharon has a few questions for me. Sharon.
Hello, back again.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the very informative presentation. Just in terms of a couple of questions, we may have some students who are interested in studying online. Sure. Could you tell us a little bit about the online system we have for students and how it works?
The online delivery is very, very flexible. We do have a number of resources. All our lectures are recorded, so you can have access to all the lectures online for you. It's usually available after a couple of days after it has been physically recorded in our campus at Nathan. Also, in terms of technology, we have discussion boards. There's a lot of opportunities in terms of IT for you to engage with all our contents, accessing all the resources that are available online in the library as well. So we make use of those resources. And as I mentioned earlier, even the final exams that require an invigilated assessment item, we are able to organize for you to sit your final exam within 150 kilometers from your house.
That's very convenient. Excellent. So if students are thinking to study on campus, conversely, their options would be the graduate certificate in aviation management and the master's in aviation management?
Correct.
Can you tell me, I think the airport one
is not available on campus for international students.
Okay.
Just because of visa issues, we don't have the 4 courses available in any one semester. But all of our students have done that online, international students, or face-to-face here in Brisbane as well. Bear in mind that we do have a lot of domestic students that still study with us online as well for professional reasons in terms of their work commitments and so on.
Excellent. And just in terms of our industry collaborations and the partnerships that we have, I'm pretty sure we're well connected. We're a very recognised university in that field. Could you tell us a little bit about the partnerships that we have?
Okay, so apart from the lectures that I've mentioned, for example, with Boeing and Qantas, and we also have an instructor which is an airport consultant back in Canada. We also have a lot of mentors. Our mentors are actually, most of them are based in industry. We have people based in regulatory agencies, in CASA, for example. So anyone interested in doing the research project in safety issues will more likely, I'll be tapping on that particular session and ask him to mentor a student interested in that topic. I have people from Qantas mentoring for us as well. I have in the safety issue also, we have the Australian Transport Bureau of Safety involved with us. And we also, at the moment, having students doing their research projects with airports, including the Queensland Airport Limited. So there's a lot of opportunities there in terms of the research pathway to be connected with industry.
Excellent. Well, there are all the questions that I had. Was there anything else that you wanted to mention before we close off?
I hope you get excited about joining us, and it's a really interesting program, and you'll be part of our big family of current international and former students.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for your time today, Associate Professor Guy Lohmann. And anyone interested in coming and applying to Griffith University, you can find on our website our online application form, which is very easy to complete. And you're also welcome to contact either myself or Guy if you have any questions. So, yeah, thank you very much for today.